Taking you now to today's Talk of the Heartland, a one-day, one-stop shop with community resources returning to Cape Girardeau later this week. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Friday at Shawnee Park Center, you can meet with organizations offering employment and medical resources. And get this, Madeline, one of our favorite words here. Ready for it?
I'm ready.
All completely free.
Wow,
Organizers
I love that word.
say, yeah, this is not just for families in Cape, but also surrounding areas as well. It's being put on by Community Partnership of Southeast Missouri. We're so happy to have Calvin here with the organization. How are you, sir?
Doing fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and thank you for taking the time to be here. So, taking things to the event, how many families are you expecting at this?
Last year's event, I think, brought in upwards of 700 or more folks.
Wow.
And I think we're really looking close to that number once again this year. As we now all can acknowledge, not only is our nation, but our community is really kind of hurting in a lot of different ways. And so I think we can probably anticipate seeing those numbers again this year.
So take us to the impact of an event like this. How life-changing can an event like this be?
You know, it's really difficult to really put that into words because, something that, we as average folks just take for granted that we can just kind of jump into our cars and go and get, or access to services that we normally just take for granted. There are folks in our community that don't have that same opportunity. And so this one-day, one-stop event gives us an opportunity to really bring all those folks together in one place at one time. And not everything's going to be solved that day, obviously.
Of course.
But it creates that initial step in the door so those folks can know where to go from that point forward.
So take us just to how many resources are going to be available.
This year we're looking at around 56 or so different providers that are coming to our area. As I said, and we really just appreciate each and every one of them simply because of the fact that this is folks that are doing this just out of the kindness and generosity because there's no charge for these events. We don't charge for them being present, and everyone's going to hopefully walk away with something that day that is going to be beneficial to them moving forward.
What is typically the resource at an event like this that gets the most use?
It's really difficult to say, but as I said, some things that we just take for granted, a person just getting a haircut that day can make a huge difference. But we're going to have a medical wing as well.
Yeah.
So folks can, check on some, we're not going to be performing surgery or anything like that, but they can do obviously some blood pressure checks, things like that. We're going to have the health department there that they can talk with some of those folks. But even access to documents that we take for granted having every day, like a birth certificate or even an ID, those are things that folks can receive that day as a result of this event.
So we mentioned the word family as well with this event. Is
Absolutely.
this intended for help with the kiddos as well?
This is an event that is for the entire family, and what we do is very unique to that is we also offer an opportunity for folks to bring those children. We'll have what's called a kid zone, so the parents can actually meet with those providers if they need them, and they don't have to worry about their kiddos being in an unsafe place.
Just hearing the stories of people who genuinely appreciate and just appreciate getting this help, what's that feeling like?
Once again, that's something that you can't just put into words. We recognize as an agency has been around for over 3 decades, and we see a lot and we hear a lot. And just to be a part of it in itself, it's unmeasurable. You can't put it into words, you can't put it into feelings, but just to walk away knowing that something is better than you started with, that in itself is just enough.
And in your line of work, are you seeing an increase in folks needing these resources?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. With the cost of everything increasing from, the cost of rent, the cost of food, the cost of transportation, all of those things in essence are creating this ripple effect that we're seeing just happen, over and over. And the timing couldn't be even more interesting with the government shutdown as it is now. And so that creates an opportunity for us to dig our heels in even deeper and to say, hey, you're not in this alone. We're going to be there with you.
You guys do great work, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to be here and sharing this with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jeffrey.
Calvin, thank you. Project Hope 2025 happening this Friday in Cape Girardeau. We will have all that information at KFBS12.com after the show. We'll take a quick break and see you back here in just a few more minutes. Be sure to stay tuned.